Today, we are at the conference center right here in Harare, and we are going to be interviewing some of Zimbabwe's finest and most prominent business minds. So, if you want to know how this event is going to be like, come with us inside. Praise Chitigi. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm okay, gents. How are you?
I'm doing great here. So, Mr. Praise, what advice would you give to the younger generation or someone still serving up?
Look, I think use what the elder guys are telling you, but don't use that as a limit as to what you can do. Like we were saying earlier, that traditionally we are told to own things to make money, but that's not necessarily the case if you look at things today. Not that you shouldn't own something. No, if you can, no problem. By all means, own it. But people are making money just by being bridges because things are changing. So you need to think outside the box. You need to look for new methods. Always strive to find new things. Solve problems. Be a bridge. Bridges are making money today. People are into properties, but people who, for example, your Airbnb is making more money than people that are into properties now.
Yes.
But they're just a bridge. Amazon doesn't own anything. They're just a bridge. Somebody wants something, somebody has something, you get it through Amazon. Somebody wants a place to stay, somebody owns a property, you get it through Airbnb. These are bridges. The moment you cross that bridge, the moment they make money. They don't own the property. They're not in the property game. They're not in the ownership game. They're in the bridging schemes and they're making money every time you're crossing that bridge. So I think this happens when you continuously think and look and charter new methods and new ways, and not just focusing on what you've been told traditionally. Yes, you are young, you need advice and all that, but that should not limit you to thinking of the new things and new innovations of making money. You'll be successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, another question. What industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I am in several things. I am in the automotive industry, I'm in transport and logistics, I'm in properties. Yes, transport logistics, I am unfortunately in the ownership game. I own a few trucks. But I'm seeing that somebody who doesn't own a single truck, who doesn't have any overheads, he's just an agent. He gives me loads, he gets his markup, he gets his cuts. You understand what I mean? Someone is even dealing in fuel, he doesn't own any liquid. But he's making more than I am doing, but I'm owning hordes and hordes of liters. You understand what I mean? It's happening with tires, with fuel, with loads, with anything in the logistics business. You understand what I mean? In the automotive industry where I am now, I'm also selling cars, but I don't even own everything I sell. Yeah, you understand what I mean? So what I'm telling you is something that I've actually seen, and I think it's making more sense to the times that we are in right now. So yeah.
So, if we were to say you lost everything and had to start again, how would you go about it?
I think if how you started in the very first place was organic, was really from within you, you can always do it. Yeah, personally, I have lost very, very much. Some people who know me really know the story, but I have lost very, very much. But I have started again. I think I lost around 2016. Took me a bit of time, and you don't need to lose your focus. You don't need to lose your focus. If you remember that when you're already on the ground, there's nowhere else to go except up, because you're on the ground. You need to keep that mindset. You need to remember everything important, and you don't need to lose your way by anything. You always come up.
So, as someone who has lost it and made it up again, what would be your parting advice to young entrepreneurs or anyone still starting?
You will lose it. You will. But there is no other way than trying. And in trying, you will lose. This is probably the time when those advices that you get, you weigh them, you need to use them. Take the wisdom that you're getting from other people correctly. Take it. You need to understand what they say. But losing, you should not be afraid of losing. You shouldn't be, because there's a little joke that I always tell my friends. I say, why are you guys afraid to venture into business? Because you think you will lose. but you are married. Which one is a bigger risk? I'm only saying you lose. Eh? You lose, and sometimes we're in Zimbabwe. At one time we're losing, but we hadn't done anything wrong. The rate has just changed. And you lose. You understand? So you will lose in business. That's business. It's like sailing. You will continuously need to readjust your sails to get the direction where you will catch good fish. That's how it is. It's losing, it's winning. It's losing, it's winning. But let's get our fundamentals right. Let's base our things on the right foundation. When we lose, we get back there, we start again. But we should not be afraid of losing.
Okay. Totally understood. So, according to you, which industry in the next 5 to 10 years will be most prominent?
I think it's just tech. I think AI is taking over. It's taking. I think it's AI, undoubtedly, but that's me. Somebody else could say something else, but I think for me, AI.
Okay.
Yeah, I think in 5 years, AI would have taken over. A lot of things that we are doing now probably to just be me in an interview without somebody else, just be a robot or something. Everything will be automated. That's what I think. It's already automated in certain other countries, not just not it here, but I think AI is definitely taking over. So we need to see how we can remain relevant. So as of this side of the continent, I think there are certain things that the AI is not going to take over. You understand what I mean? There are certain things that AI is not going to take over, and you need those things that you can do with your hands.
The human factor.
The human factor. You need to, you understand, capitalize on that. Those things that will not, you remain relevant. It's just my 2 senses. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Say. It was a pleasure meeting you.
No problem.
So right here, I'm joined with Tafadzwa. Tafadzwa, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
I'm in accounting and finance. So I'm an accountant. I work for an audit firm.
Okay, so you work in finance. What advice would you give for someone still starting out from zero, from scratch?
I think the advice I'd give to people is basically what we heard inside, what people were saying, that you shouldn't give up, start where you are. I really like one of the panelists on the discussion. He was saying that you should start where you are. Like most people have access to their rural homes and have access to that land. When we think about studying something, we're thinking about big things, big projects, and it almost feels impossible. So if we try to use what we have and start there, then I think the future can be bright for everyone. We should just be optimistic. And yeah, I think things will work out.
Okay, since you're in the finance sector, what is those things that you have learned in finance in Zimbabwe that you would like to share with anyone?
Well, I've been in the industry for a very short time. I'm quite a young person. I feel like I still have a lot to learn. But basically, I'll be taking lessons from other people that have been teaching us. For example, Robert Kiyosaki at this event, he was teaching a lot about seeing your assets, understanding more balance sheets. So I'd say to the young people, make sure that you're making investment. I like what he said, your own house is not an asset, your own car is not an asset. So investing in real assets, things that bring returns to us as young people, because sometimes we get so carried away, like flashy lifestyle and stuff like that, of which those are not assets. So let's educate ourselves and invest in the useful things.
So you should learn from the best.
Yes, learn from the best.
Okay, so if you were to lose everything and start again, how would you go about it?
Well, I don't really have a written down plan, but I think it starts within just firstly having the right mindset, that understanding that whatever downfall or whatever made you lose everything in the first place, there was just a learning curve, and applying those lessons. Because when you fall down, you should learn from the mistakes that you made. So I'll try to make use of whatever lessons that I've learned going forward in the future.
Last question. So, as a young person, what industry or what niche do you see the most potential in the next 5 to 10 years?
Oh, anything to do with technology, honestly, has a lot of potential, because this is where the world is going. So you can invest in any way in anything related to technology. If it's Bitcoin, we had one of the panelists talking about Bitcoin and stuff like that, cryptocurrency, then that is the way to go. That's what I think.
So, Tinashe, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
So I do stock trading. So I guess you could say finance. So that's what I do. I trade US stocks on the Nasdaq markets.
So, Tinashe, if you were to give advice for someone still starting up, what would you tell him?
I think my best advice would just be don't give up on whatever you want to do. If you have a dream, you should just chase it, kind of. No matter the ups and downs, just keep pushing, just keep going. That's all I say.
Okay. So, if you were to lose everything and start again from scratch, how would you go about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think I would change too much. I mean, there's certain things that I definitely learned along the journey that maybe I would apply sooner. But I feel like you need to go through that journey first for you to even like learn the things that you need to learn.
Okay, so it's the journey that makes the person.
Yes, basically it's the journey, the ups and downs, all the lessons, all the hardships. That's really what like gets you to where you wanna go. So I think I think maybe I would try and get more like personal mentorship from the people that were that like came before me in my industry. Because I think one thing that I did was I tried to go about it, by myself. Of course, yeah, I got some mentorship over YouTube, over the internet, but I didn't necessarily get that one-on-one, like personal mentorship. Yeah.
Who are the mentors or types of mentorship you would recommend for someone?
Well, I guess it depends what you're trying to do. Yeah, I think if you're trying to do trading, then look at the traders that are coming before you. Look at the successful traders. Look at the people the level of people that you wanna like aspire to be, and try and get that mentorship. But I think when it comes to one-on-one trading, I mean one-on-one mentorship, it could be harder. Well, depending on your industry, it could be harder for you to get like that face-to-face interaction with these people. But yeah, just trying your best to network with other people that are in your industry will probably get you to that best.
So networking is key.
Yeah, no, I would say networking is definitely important. But at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that you want to do, you can do it from learning from the internet. You don't necessarily need that one-on-one mentorship, but I do think it will help you. So don't also make that like a hindrance. Because I don't have one-on-one mentorship, so I can't do this. You know what I mean?
Okay. So, what is one thing business in Zimbabwe or your career in Zimbabwe has taught you?
It's taught me a lot about myself. Because trading is the type of game where you'll learn about yourself, and it's like you versus you. And trading is the thing that you do by yourself. So I think one thing it has taught me for sure is like taking responsibility. Whenever there are issues, you can't really look at anyone else and blame someone else. I could have looked at it and said, Zim, like opening trading accounts in Zim is very difficult. And I could have looked at that and said that, what, I can't do this because of that. But like, I had to find a way to go about it, and I guess take responsibility. If there's something that you want to do, look at yourself. Don't look at the environment around you.
Okay, my last question is, right now in Zimbabwe, in the next 5 to 10 years, what is the most prominent sector, or what do you see the most potential in?
That's a great question. I think in Zim, there's a lot of tech opportunity that is untapped, but that's also because of the environment that we're in. I'll say a lot of people don't trust a lot of tech-related services. So maybe I would say maybe that's one area that's untapped in Zim.
Okay.
Yeah, but how you would go about it, I'm not entirely sure, but that's what I see, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Tinashe.
Keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Keep persevering.
So, Mr. Kudamanyangaza, what industry did you decide to pursue a career in?
Well, I'm also into advertising like you guys are. Web development is part of what we do, but regarding the question that you had asked me earlier,
I asked Mr. Kudamanyangaza, what advice does he have for the younger generation of entrepreneurs or anyone still starting up?
I think the most important thing that when anyone is starting something in an environment like Zimbabwe, is to understand the Zimbabwean market, what it reacts to and what it doesn't react to. Zimbabwean market is, I'll call it a unique market in the sense that the things that we react to, we're sort of like eclectic. If you were to study eclecticism from Imperial, British or whatever, then you perhaps understand. So we're eclectic. We adopt a lot of things. We are friendly towards new developments, new things. So we are reactive towards things that are in hit and all of that. So number one is to understand the market. Number two is to have the resilience to navigate the agile market of Zimbabwe. Because in 5 years' time, perhaps AI would have taken over almost everything that you do. So, for example, in 5 years' time, your jobs will be, or the service that you're providing to your clients would be gone. So how do you navigate that as an entrepreneur? And what do you invest into now that you have a foresight of what's going to happen in the next 5 years or 10 years? So that's the most important thing. That's what I'll tell entrepreneurs today. And I think like what Robert Kioski has always been saying, invest in things in assets that pay you even when you don't have to work. Things like gold, silver. Those are the things that you can actually invest in. Because then you will find that you'll be able to navigate those ever-changing environment of Zimbabwe with or without even working.
So another question. If you were to start right now, let's say you lose everything and you had to start all over, how would you go about it?
I think I'll lean on my skills. Am I good at selling? Am I good at providing a service that the market requires? Then at least you'll be able to survive. Because almost everyone in Zimbabwe today, they are coming from absolutely nothing. So then what do they have? Can they sell? Do they have a product? And how does the market respond to their product? Those are the things that hopefully everyone will be trying to, find answers.
Okay, so you said that one of the most important skills is being able to sell.
Yep.
You recommend every young entrepreneur to learn the skill of selling.
Selling, yes. You have to be able to sell. Because Zimbabweans are also stubborn. They don't buy easily. Almost, if you look at everyone is living hand to mouth. I mean, the majority of stakeholders in the market, they are living hand to mouth. So then what will convince person A to buying your product when they already have person B selling them the product for the past 20 years? So, think of it this way. You have a client that comes to you and says, I want to get into mobile money. The competitors are there. Econet, Net1, those are the competitors. Banks are even also tapping into mobile money. How do you convince them that they are going to be a success? Then you have to be able to understand the market, to be able to sell to their audience, or to be able to help them to sell to their audience, such that at least they're able to galvanize people to buy into their product.
What industry or what career path do you see having the most promising in the next 5 to 10 years?
Marketing.
The
The reason I say marketing is because almost everything is taken by AI nowadays. Almost your technology, that's AI, and eventually you're still going to have people who are still going to produce products that are still going to need a marketing personnel. So I would say marketing is still going to be there. Marketing and farming. Yeah, farming, definitely farming. Buy land. Buy, and that's what I would say. Marketing and farm.